Hi, it's Stephen Box, and on this week's episode of Recipe Box, I'm going to be cooking up a really quick, simple and really tasty cottage pie. So for your cottage pie, first thing you need to do is get some water on the boil. The next thing you need is a pan and start to dry fry your mince beef. So I've gone for 5% lean mince, and I'm just going to dry fry that off in a good non-stick pan. So I'm just going to break that up and basically start to seal that off, seal the juices inside the meat. I've got 500 grams of white potato, 500 grams of parsnips, and what I like to do is a 2-to-1 ratio of potatoes and parsnips to the meat. In case you want to batch cook this, you could do this multiple times, so just a case of getting 3 packets of minced beef, batch cooking it all at once, and it'll make your life so much easier because you have meals to go. The potatoes, parsnips have been on for about 5 minutes, and the mince is starting to brown off. And then time for the onions and the garlic. So I've basically got 1 large onion, it's about 170 grams, and 1 clove of garlic. So I'm just going to put that in just to get the flavours to come through on the high heat in the frying pan. And the great thing about minced beef is that you don't actually need any oil at all to fry it off. If you've got a good pan, it will just have enough fat to extract from the meat so it doesn't stick. The mince is browned off, the onions are starting to caramelise and start to go brown. So I've got myself a good oven-proof dish, and the oven's been on for about 5 minutes on about 180 degrees. So the minced beef is going to go into here. I'm going to make a nice thin layer, and then after that I'll add some more vegetables into that mix and then start to prepare the gravy. Garden peas, so I've got about 160 grams in here, and I'm just going to put those in. And I've also got courgette. Courgette, fantastic, really bulking agent really in a good meal like this. I've got another 200 grams of this to go in. And while I'm making my gravy, I'm just going to throw this in the oven just to start to get those vegetables to cook through and start for all those flavours to intermingle. As you know me by now, I am all about quick, easy little tricks and essentially cheats. Now Kallo for me do a fantastic beef gravy. It's really rich and flavoursome, and it just saves me trying to make a homemade one, which I'm probably going to get wrong anyway. There's plenty of great channels out there on YouTube to find how to make a good recipe, but for me, do you know what, for a little sachet like this, it's absolutely fantastic. And I don't do well with gluten, it is gluten free, so I just pour the pack in and just add water. So once I've mixed this up, what I'm then going to do is pour it over those mince, and if I need a little bit more water, I'll add some in. So I've just poured the gravy over, about 500 ml in one of those sachets. Has worked absolutely perfect and cover up the courgette, the peas and the mince. So that will go back in, carry on cooking for about another 10-15 minutes while I wait for the parsnips and the potatoes to soften up. I'll mash those and then just cover that up, put it back into the oven and get that golden brown texture that we want, and jobs are good in. So about another 10 minutes later, the parsnips and the potatoes are all nice and soft, and I've just mashed those through. I haven't put any milk or any butter. I don't personally think it's needed at this stage. And also the mince, all the gravy's kind of got all soaked up, the peas have softened, the courgette's nice and cooked through. So time for the tricky bit, and that's to get your mashed potato evenly spread over your mince. Now, I like to do this in parts, just to make sure I get a really good even covering. You know, take your time. This is where it all comes into play. So I've left that for another 20 minutes. And it is probably one of the more longer cooking times, but do you know what? It smells absolutely fantastic. And I'll just score this into 4, and I've got 4 portions there. I'll just put that into Tupperware, let it cool, put it in the fridge, or I can freeze it. And tomorrow's dinner, weekend, job done. And if I'm ever in a rush in the week, then I know I can go straight in there, pop it in the microwave, and fantastic. So yeah, really pleased with this one. If you try it, let me know how you get on.